innovation can come from minus tech as well. I think it's something to also keep in mind. Obviously, I'm not negating the importance, but sometimes we lose sight that there are other ways to innovate, because ultimately the goal is to solve for the social problems or the needs. So.
Well, according to the organizers, we still have 5 minutes. I'd like to have comments, 1 minute comments for each speaker. We'll start with Mr. Ayman, and I have a question. Do ICD have plans for us in terms of fintech and digitization? What are the initiatives and the plans for digitization? Thank you.
Well, I think it's going to be a very exciting time that we're getting ourselves into. Lots of technology, lots of innovations are happening. I just want to remind everybody that for the past 3 decades at least, we've been having financial technologies that's been known to everybody, like e-commerce, B2B, e-banking, phone banking. It's just an evolution towards more app-producing products. And it's going to be more and more exciting, and you have to embrace all the new technologies and thoughts. It's not easy sometimes to adapt to each one of them, but it's a future, and it's an enjoyable future in my personal opinion. And that's the main reason why we have, as ICD, included all the 100 financial institutions on one platform, and I've been grateful that they have accepted the idea, because that's where they can share with each other all the latest technology from each other and from each country that they're in, and take the world forward to a new world that will be much more fun to be in. Thank you.
So my recommendation is it's very important to have events like this and to come together, and we've seen a lot of different banks present here today, and I really encourage all of you to keep those conversations going, try to keep the focus on the human aspect despite the innovation that's happening, really try to connect on a human level, keep working on collaborations and really coming up with solutions. And I think we are just at the foundation of all the change that we're going to see in the next few years. So yeah, my closing comment also is to really just try to keep up and learn from each other, be more open and have a global mindset and global perspectives.
Well, I don't have actually anything else to add on this wrapping up. I would just like to share with you another global solution that for me it's an example that it's what MasterCard is doing. I don't know if you looked at the process, but MasterCard, it's now behind the most innovative projects all over the world. They are with Revolut, they are with N26, they are with so many other companies around the world. And so they are not the brand that it comes up first when you look at those solutions, but they are behind. So to just add this detail on the perspective of how we can gain more customers, because that's why we are discussing this over here. It's the cooperation will lead to more customers to our institutions, and that's what we are looking for as well. Thank you.
I think if I can put it perhaps in context of ICD as the host of this session, very inspiring to hear about the plan to bring the 100 financial institutions together. And I guess the question would be, how do we link fintech as an enabler through those financial institutions? And I'm sure that's part of your strategy, Mr. Ayman. And I think, because ultimately it's the end user that you want to reach, in particular in context of ICD's mandate, the private sector, so SME financing. So I think I'd hone in straight to fintech, SME financing in those markets where you have those partnerships. And then, from an ecosystem point of view, there's the regulatory cover in those markets that ICD could provide, because the jurisdictions you're looking at will need that. They're not at a stage where even the sandboxes are there or the regulatory awareness is there. So that, and then the second is obviously getting the financial institutions linking up with SMEs and startups and having that engagement. And finally, obviously investment, especially ICD coming in, obviously will support to the extent it can, but unless the Islamic VC or Islamic capital also is brought into play, we're going to be going in circles, and ultimate traction happens when we get the financial institutions also involved at the ground level. So that's sort of my 3 points.
Thank you. I would like just to summarize the main ideas, the main insights that were shared here. First of all, we talked about focusing on customer. When we start a digitization process, we don't need to focus on technology. It's about customer. We are trying to serve better the customer, not the technology. Second thing is today we need to build collaborative model where incumbents and fintechs can cope together in order to build high added value financial services and to revolutionize those services instead of just reforming them. The third insight is about leadership. What kind of leadership we need? When you are the first one to start, well, you have the luck to be the first one, but you need to manage all the constraints that a leader always face. Another insight is about regulation. We're not against regulation. We need a regulation that is moderate, that is reactive, that follows the needs of the market and the fintech and incumbents' interests. Well, these are the most important ideas and insights that were shared during our session. I'd like to thank the speakers and the guests, and thank you very much. I don't think we do have a question-answer session. Yes, we do have? No, okay. So we can move to the next session. Thank you very much. Thank you to our guests.
إذن شكرا لكم السيد أحمد طاهري جوطي رئيس الجلسة، وشكرا للسيدات والسادة المتحدثين. ونصل الآن إلى الجلسة الأخيرة في هذا المنتدى، والتي تتعلق دائما بالدور الذي يلعبه التحول الرقمي في إعادة تصميم صناعة التمويل الإسلامي. وفي هذه الجلسة سأدعو السيدة كنزة بنيس للالتحاق بالمنصة لتسيير هذه الجلسة ودعوة المتحدثين للنقاش.
شكرا لك أيها السادة. السلام عليكم. What a room. Very good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kinza Benis. I'm a communication strategist and e-learning expert, and I'm delighted to be with you today. So, as every internet entrepreneur, I am fascinated by the craze around crypto and blockchain. And so, as I'm launching in a few days an e-learning platform, I was wondering, wouldn't it be amazing if I could launch an ICO to have a crypto, a halal crypto that learners could exchange against their halal products and services once they learn the skills. But then, a million doubts and questions popped out of my mind. Will crypto ever be a thing, really? Isn't it just an institutional tool for now? I mean, as far as Islamic finance is concerned, I have only heard about blockchain, sukuk, waqf. So crypto is not mainstream yet. So maybe it's too early, or is it too late? Considering today, it is almost impossible to launch a crypto with a successful coin with the right network effects. So today, we're all wondering what possibilities does the Islamic finance ecosystem offer, really? What fintech initiatives did ICD get involved in so far? What industries can successfully use halal cryptocurrencies? Does the regulatory framework facilitate innovative initiatives? Like you, like me, today's panelists have the answers. I would like to call on Marilyn Hybe, co-founder and CEO of BetterVest. Abdullah Khan, co-founder of HLC, a blockchain-based halal chain company. Mohammed Maher al-Mannai, Head of Islamic Finance Institutions Program, and Hubert de Vauplan, partner at Kramer Levin Naftalis.
There we go. Lovely to have you with us today. So I would like to start with the basics. Abdullah, does your microphone work? Yeah, no? Did you find a button? I'm starting with you. Yeah, it's working. So Abdullah, yeah, it is. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So I want to start with the basics, and I want to ask you, can you explain what cryptocurrency and blockchain is, and how it can serve Muslim consumers?
And the question you are asking is very simple and basic, but actually it's very complicated to explain something that is sophisticated in a simple manner. For me, like in terms of blockchain, I'm trying to explain from 5 different verticals. Firstly, it is a distributed ledger that is going to allow a peer-to-peer transaction without the involvement of third party. All right, so it is a distributed ledger system. This is from the first layer. And from the second verticals, and I think like blockchain is a truster create machine in our society to create the truster to enable the transactions in a peer-to-peer level. And apart from that is, I think, blockchain is also a tokenization mechanism that is going to encourage the participation from all the industrial stakeholders to release the full potential of the economy. This is from first layer. The fifth layer that is blockchain, the previous generation internet is internet of to help us to exchange information. And blockchain is a new technology to help you to exchange the value, to transfer the value. So I believe that blockchain, simply speaking, is the internet of value. Last but not least, because I have been into the blockchain and cryptocurrency, and I have a lot of communities from Africa across various jurisdictions, and I have to say, blockchain is not only a simple technology, and also it stands for the minted power in the new digital economy. And also, it is kind of instrument to redefine your business model and also to redefine your social structures. This is how I understand blockchain. And in terms of cryptocurrency, crypto asset, it is very controversial and hot topics globally. I think crypto asset is a distributed and decentralized asset against like centralized fiat money that is issued by the bank. And also, we need to distinguish what is a crypto asset and also what is token. Token is issued on the second layer. The first layer is public chain. The public blockchain is a crypto asset, and the second layer applications is a token. This is what I see, understand what is cryptocurrency, what is blockchain, and what is tokens. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. Mohammed Al-Manai, can you complete about how cryptocurrency and blockchains can serve Muslim consumers? And yeah, and go on with what issues does it tackle and how Islam finance can tackle more issues and fintech is
Thank you very much.
Oh yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum everybody, and I thank, our partners to come here, especially today, to sign with us the MOU to launch this platform
of 100 financial institutions, and it's part of our discussion today. And really, I mean, to reach out all our member countries and our clients and SMEs in our member countries. Talking about, I mean, the issues in Islamic finance, we have a lot of issues in Islamic finance, and as you know, Islamic finance still, it's at the infant kind of stage compared to the conventional finance. I can list down three main, I mean, issues nowadays. I mean, we can see through our sensors, as you know, those 100 financial institutions in our member countries, they are kind of sensors to tell us what kind of issues we are facing in Islamic finance. And I can start right away with the liquidity management. I mean, since, I mean, the launching of the Islamic finance, always, I mean, liquidity management has been one of the main issues in the Islamic banking and Islamic financial kind of sector. Because conventional Islamic banks, they cannot deal with central banks, and they cannot deal with conventional banks. And as you know, the main principles of Islamic finance prohibited and prohibiting dealing and exchanging money with money, except in the, I mean, what we call them in exchange on spot. This, we can see nowadays that the solution is coming out with fintech solutions and with the blockchain kind of solution. Because to manage this liquidity and to link central banks and conventional banks with Islamic banks, you need a commodity market, because in Islamic finance, it's, I mean, asset-backed kind of investment. You need always an asset. So to manage this liquidity, you need a huge amount of assets. And we launched a product called Commodity Murabaha through Tawarrab. And it turned out that all those, I mean, platforms, they are using kind of faxes. Some of Sharia, I mean, members, they went and they checked it if there is real kind of commodity with this big amount in the storage of those suppliers and wholesales, but it turned out there is really nothing, I mean, related to this big amount of tons and millions of money. So that's why there is a big need to create kind of digital platform where we can transfer the commodities easily and can, I mean, come up with a big amount of commodity versus, I mean, the huge amount of money, exchange it. This is one of the big issues, and I think fintech can provide, I mean, a good solution for this. The second issue, as you know, I mean, this is for Islamic finance and for conventional, is the financial inclusion. For example, ICD, 50% of our member countries, they are, I mean, kind of fragile economies. So the majority of population, they're unbankable and under kind of bank. So we need kind of solutions, develop solutions, sophisticated solution to reach out those population. And as you know, one of the solutions is the crowdfunding nowadays that, I mean, we are working on really to reach out those kind of population. The third, and I can see one of the complex and complicated issues in Islamic finance nowadays, is the clearing and settlement process. Because Islamic banks, they are disconnected. They are not really there. They're spending a lot of money, a huge amount of money with a huge amount of time to get to this process. And I think coming up with a blockchain solution, it will facilitate this, this kind of connection among the Islamic banks, and it will help them to come up with one platform where they can clear and they can, I mean, make it easier, the clearing and settlement kind of process.
All right, so far, to what extent ICD contributed to digital transformation of the private sector? And can you tell us about concrete examples of initiatives in the fintech you got involved in?
Thank you very much. With the coming of the new management, ICD really now they are focusing more on fintech. As we speak, we have a big division now within ICD. Their job and their task only fintech, working on fintech. They are acting as incubator and accelerator for those big initiatives, fintech initiative, blockchain solutions, to enable and equip our member countries and our partners with this technology, because our role, as you know, ICD, we are to develop the economies and to develop the private sector. Develop private sector, we need to equip them with the tools and the latest technology really to develop and to boost their economies. We have a lot of initiatives as we speak now. We can mention a few of them. We have, now we are working with a leading company in Switzerland. They are one of the leading blockchain kind of academy to launch the first Islamic blockchain academy, where we're gonna kind of use it as a reverse linkage to equip our member countries with this kind of accelerator and to launch those academies within our member countries. And we are in advanced discussion with our partner, and in due time, inshallah, we'll be announcing this big initiative. The second initiative, we are working to tackle this issue, because ICD, as Brother Ayman announced it already, we are, our portfolio, 100 financial institutions, of which we have 88 banks. So the liquidity management, it's one of the biggest issues we have in ICD. We are working now with different partners in different countries to launch a digital platform where you can, exchange goods, and to proceed with the commodity murabha, real commodity murabha transactions, not commodity murabha based just on faxes and SWIFT. The third initiative, we are working, with Better Vest here now to launch an Islamic crowdfunding platform. Now they will be talking about, they will be presenting their platform, but we are working together to extend this platform and to use it as a bridge to other member countries in Islamic way. We are working with them on Islamic kind of crowdfunding kind of platform. And inshallah, she will be presenting their company, and we are working closely to launch soon this initiative. But at ICD, we are not a kind of IT company or fintech kind of institutions. ICD, we are using those tools to enable and to equip our partners with latest solutions. So always we are looking for the added value. We are chasing the initiatives to add value, to contribute. Not because everybody is working now on crowdfunding, we are working on crowdfunding. But what we are doing now currently, we are setting up the layout of partnership with Better Vest, is how to use those 100 financial institutions to co-finance with the crowdfunding, to come up with a kind of guarantee fund to boost their, transactions, and to give the crowds more comfort, really, to transact through this platform. And also we are trying to deal. Yesterday we had a very good meeting with JICA. They are providing the technology and facilities to use technology in Japan and to use it to connect all those components. And this is our role. As you see, as per the logo of ICD, you see around the C of ICD a lot of dots. Those dots are partners, and our role is to connect those partners. Also, in the same time, we are working on launching a kind of halal food blockchain with our partner as well. He will be introducing this, kind of partnership. In the same time, we are this initiative, big initiative, to have 100 financial institutions within one platform, digital platform. It's the infrastructure for a future blockchain, because this is the first step. The second step, blockchain, you need different servers from different countries. It will be serving as a platform and as infrastructure for launching a blockchain technology to come up with a solution for this clearing and settlement process for the Islamic banks. Those are few, and inshallah, in the due time, we'll be announcing other initiatives. Thank you very much.
We always forget about the microphone. Well, that's excellent, and I would like to focus on these crowdfunding solutions. And we asked Marilyn to come up with figures about the spectrum of existing crowdfunding and blockchain solutions, and hopefully you can tell us more about what is the size of Islamic finance
in the industry?
So first of all, I want really to thank ICD for the invitation to speak here. I'm really very much honored, and I believe that crowdfunding and Islamic financing really belongs together because it has the same goals, which is social impact and ethic goals. And yeah, I have a little presentation. I don't know if it works, so I will test it. Yeah, it works, perfect. I mean, first of all, I think that many of you know what is crowdfunding. Who knows what is crowdfunding? Could raise their hand? Yeah, most of you, but still some don't know it so deeply, so I wanted to explain. Crowdfunding finally just means that many people invest into a very concrete project, and it's all done online nowadays. And it's not just investing into a fund where you don't know where the money goes, you choose exactly what you want to invest to. And crowdfunding is just the main wording for 4 different kinds of funding systems. So crowdfunding can be also donation. Yeah, then you just donate your money. It can be equity, so you become a shareholder in a company. Then it can be reward-based. So for example, if a new company wants to create a new LED bulb, you can invest into the company and you get an LED bulb yourself. And the biggest market is the lending, the crowd lending. And this is also where Better West is active. And when it comes to Islamic financing, all of these 4 systems can be used also in Islamic financing. Clearly, when it comes to lending, as an interest rate is difficult to manage. Finally, it can be done like other crowdfunding platforms who already are Islamic conform. They say that at the end there is a certain profit, and just the profit will be shared in a certain percentage. So there is no promised interest rate, but there is just a share in the profits. And I wanted to bring you some figures also of the crowdfunding. So the crowdfunding market globally grew tremendously. So in 2014 it was already 16 billion US dollar, and then in 2015 it was even expected to be 35 billion. But then the market a little bit stuck, so they did not reach these figures. These figures then have reached in 2017. The reason is we will also see it in ICOs that clearly at a certain point of time it's very attractive, it's a modern thing to invest into crowdfunding. Lots of platforms come up, but then they have to prove that there can be a secured way of financing. And then also all the markets come up with new regulations. For example, Better West has been funded 2012 in Germany. There was no regulation at all. And then in 2015, we also got regulated. And nowadays, nearly all, all European countries, America, they all have regulations. In Africa, most of the markets are not yet regulated. So here you see the figures of 2017. The figures of 2018 are not yet 100% secure. This is why I show you 2017. And you see here the figures of the 4 different parts. I mean, donation, reward-based equity, and lending. And the lending is really the biggest part. And as we also wanted to speak today about ICOs, I also wanted to show you the figures of ICOs. So ICO, so my colleagues can explain you better what it is, but ICO is finally also crowdfunding. ICO means that fintech companies, they crowdfund the money that they need themselves to build up the company with bitcoins or whatever. And finally, also this market grew tremendously. Yeah? So in 2017, it was 6.2 million, 2018 it was 7.8 million, and finally, it's now also stagnating this market, yeah, and my colleague Han can explain you better why. Yeah. Yeah, these were the figures I wanted to show, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. So we've heard a lot lately in 2017 and 18 about ICOs. It was so big. Did it finally make crypto go mainstream, or are we not there yet? As you like, Abdullah, you wanted to say something about?
Hello. All right. In terms of ISU and in terms of STO and all of them new like ways to raise fund, you know. And I can share some of our experience. Firstly, I was running ISU. And secondly, we invested in more than 100 ISUs globally. So firstly, ISU is a very effective way to raise fund in a very short period. It will bring a lot of hot liquidity when a market is very popular. It's very easy to to introduce a lot of like liquidity to a project. So I think we can look at this one from two perspectives. Firstly, ISU is a very effective ground planning instrument to bring the liquidity for their startups. And so to enable them to do something in a long-term plan, in a long period. This is the first one. And secondly, and also ISU give a lot of chance for speculation for their capital, give a lot of chance for the speculation for the capital, a lot of hot liquidity, just want to make profit in a short period. At some time, actually startups are the victims also of this kind of hot liquidity. But currently, I think because in the established market, because I'm doing this ISU in the Chinese market, in the Japanese market, and also South Korean market, which means there are a lot of liquidity when you're doing ISU from the Asian and the United States market. But currently in this part of jurisdiction, I'm talking about like a MENA region. I don't think there is too much liquidity in this part of region, in the ecosystem. We need a lot of awareness. Even you want to do ISU, you need to bring the liquidity from the other jurisdictions. Like I just made one of the startup company in this afternoon. They are based in Morocco. They want to do ISU stuff, you know. But I found out that the awareness is very low and they don't have chance to generate liquidity. So compared to the traditional venture capitalists, venture investment, private equity investment, ISU has its advantages and disadvantages. But one of the biggest disadvantages of ISU doesn't give ownership or security of the project. When you holding like tokens or the asset, it doesn't stand for the ownership of this project. This is the first one. So currently, in the Chinese market and in Western countries, and people are looking at STO, security token offer, at this very moment. So when you are investor in a certain crypto project, it stands for the ownership. And also some kind of asset-backed project. It gives more protections to the investors. So I believe in the future, STO is the future, and also asset tokenization is the future, asset-backed is the future, and the asset migration from the financial, from the primary market to the secondary market is the future. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
So I'm going to switch to French. I'm just giving some seconds to translate it, to adapt. All right. Hubert de Vauplan, vous travaillez beaucoup avec les gouvernements d'États musulmans. Est-ce que vous pouvez nous en dire plus sur la part de la finance islamique dans cette nouvelle ces nouvelles technologies de financement? Avant de vous poser des questions plus centrées sur la régulation.
Oui, merci. Bonjour à tous. On l'a vu dans le panel précédent, il y a des initiatives intéressantes. Vous avez tous noté, par exemple, l'initiative entre la Banque centrale d'Arabie Saoudite et celle des États des Émirats arabes unis pour lancer une crypto-monnaie commune pour les échanges transfrontières entre l'Arabie Saoudite et les Émirats arabes unis. Donc c'est une initiative commune, intéressante, une des toutes premières, qui n'est pas spécifiquement focalisée sur la finance islamique, mais qui provient de pays de culture musulmane. Et c'est important de le souligner parce que c'est une des toutes premières initiatives, j'en parlerai tout à l'heure, une des toutes premières initiatives de banque centrale pour mettre en place une crypto-monnaie entre deux pays. Donc ça, c'est quelque chose de très concret, ça a été annoncé en janvier 2019. si je peux revenir une seconde sur un point sur les ICO et les STO, on a vu que les chiffres montrés par Marlene étaient impressionnants. Et puis, on n'a pas les chiffres de 2019, mais on peut déjà vous dire qu'ils sont très mauvais, pour une raison assez simple, c'est qu'il y a eu un coup de frein sur ce mode de financement à cause de la régulation. Puisque, comme ça a été dit par les différents intervenants, finalement, une ICO, c'est une levée de fonds pour financer un projet. Alors, on va me dire, c'est comme le crowdfunding. Oui, sauf que c'est une levée de fonds pour financer un projet, mais non régulée. Or, quand je lève des fonds pour financer un projet, grosso modo, je fais appel public à l'épargne. Ça fait une offre au public. Et le concept d'offre au public, il existe dans tous les pays du monde. Et une ICO, c'était une manière de faire des offres au public sans passer par la réglementation des offres publiques. Et donc la SEC, essentiellement aux États-Unis, et puis d'autres pays, on en parlera plus tard, ont donné des signaux très forts pour dire qu'à la fin, tous ces tokens qui circulaient, il faut faire la différence entre crypto et token, on y reviendra peut-être tout à l'heure, tous ces tokens qui circulaient, finalement, on devait les considérer comme des securities, comme des valeurs mobilières, comme des instruments financiers. Et que si ces tokens étaient des securities, eh bien, ils devaient suivre la réglementation des offres publiques. Et c'est pour cela que le marché est drastiquement tombé, en attendant qu'il se restructure sous forme de STO, comme ça vient d'être dit, c'est-à-dire de Securities Token Offering, c'est-à-dire vraiment de tokens qui représentent des instruments financiers, des valeurs mobilières, et non pas un projet futur plus ou moins évanescent. Voilà, je voulais un peu revenir là-dessus parce que c'était, je pense, important de revenir sur ces éléments.
Oui, absolument. Et pour le coup, vous avez parlé d'un frein qui a été la régulation. Quels sont les autres freins du développement des cryptocurrencies? Et du coup, je voulais vous demander une autre question qui est quel est l'état de lieu des régulations et comment la finance islamique est en train de s'adapter aux régulations? Est-ce qu'elle a sa propre régulation?
Alors, quand on parle de régulation, il faut distinguer deux choses. Il faut distinguer la régulation sur les actifs et la régulation sur, entre guillemets, les monnaies. Autrement dit, il faut distinguer ce qu'on appelle les virtual currencies et distinguer les crypto-assets. C'est pas pareil. D'un côté, vous avez une question monétaire, avec les banques centrales qui ont leur mot à dire. De l'autre côté, vous avez une question d'offre au public et de distribution d'un actif financier. Et d'ailleurs, on le voit bien, puisque si je prends les cas de l'Europe, il y a eu des papiers qui sont sortis au mois de janvier par les régulateurs européens bancaires d'un côté, et puis valeurs mobilières, marché financier de l'autre, et qui adressent les questions de manière très différente. Et donc, quand on regarde du côté monétaire, vous avez deux institutions internationales qui ont aussi sorti des papiers, qui sont le FMI d'un côté, et puis BRI, la Banque des règlements internationaux, de l'autre côté. Et c'est assez curieux de voir que ces deux institutions ne sont pas exactement sur la même longueur d'onde. La Banque des règlements internationaux, à Bâle, qui est la banque des banques centrales en quelque sorte, a une vision très très prudente et conservatrice sur le sujet des cryptos et en tant que monnaie est plutôt en train de souffler un peu le froid. De l'autre côté, le FMI dit mais vous ne pouvez pas, vous, banque centrale, ignorer ce qui se passe au niveau des cryptos. Et vous devez bien vous interroger, vous, banque centrale, dans quelle mesure vous ne pouvez pas vous-même émettre des cryptos. Donc on voit qu'il y a des réflexions qui sont liées à la politique monétaire, qui sont beaucoup liées aussi à la politique de change et au contrôle des changes, qui influent sur le sujet. Quant à du côté des instruments financiers, qu'est-ce qu'on voit? On voit beaucoup de pays. Alors, j'ai noté que dans les Émirats arabes unis, ils sont en train de publier dans les prochains jours une régulation sur les ICO, mais la plupart des pays sont en train de sortir des régulations sur les ICO. La France est en train de le sortir, un certain nombre de pays sont en train de le sortir aussi. Le Japon a modifié sa réglementation là cette année, passant d'ailleurs du concept de virtual currency à virtual assets, pour bien montrer que ce n'est pas pareil. Hong Kong a fait pareil, Singapour a fait pareil. Donc, je ne parle pas des plus petits pays comme Malte, Liechtenstein, etc. Donc, on a une régulation qui est en train d'arriver pour distribuer des asset tokens, des tokens qui sont assis sur quelque chose de tangible. Et alors, maintenant je fais le lien, c'est là où on va pouvoir trouver le lien avec la finance islamique, parce que tant que votre token n'avait rien de concret, ben, ce n'était pas très Sharia compliance en quelque sorte. Le jour où votre token est assis sur quelque chose de concret, sur un actif concret, du moment que ce ne soit pas un actif sous forme de dette, bien sûr, mais sur un actif concret, vous pouvez tokeniser plein de choses. Et les projets qu'on est en train de voir, c'est comment on peut transformer des sous-couks sous forme classique en droit anglo-saxon qui sont des trusts, en droit civil qui sont sous forme de titrisation, comment on peut transformer ces sous-couks en à la fois un token avec un smart contract et qui passe par des blockchains pour le règlement de livraison. Et donc ça c'est très concret, je pense qu'on n'a pas besoin de régulation là-dessus, c'est-à-dire que c'est du droit contractuel, où il va suffire de, entre guillemets, de structurer différemment les sous-couks, et ça va permettre de baisser le coût d'émission des sous-couks, et ça va permettre de démocratiser les émissions de sous-couks au niveau des corporates, et pas uniquement au niveau des banques centrales ou des États. Et c'est ça l'un des challenges pour les prochains mois, pour les prochaines années pour la finance islamique, c'est intégrer ces technologies pour voir comment ces technologies, comme vous le disiez tout à l'heure, Mohamed Maher, comment on peut les transformer dans le monde de la finance islamique. Et typiquement, l'émission de sukuk en est un exemple. On n'a pas besoin de loi, on n'a pas besoin de règlement. Là-dessus, le contrat suffit déjà. Voilà les évolutions par rapport à ce monde entre les monnaies d'un côté et les actifs de l'autre.
Alors, excellente nouvelle donc pour la finance islamique. Les cryptos sont totalement en ligne avec l'idée d'avoir des asset-backed financial products. Bien, mais vous avez parlé du coup surtout d'instruments institutionnels. C'est ce que j'avais dit en introduction, on entend parler surtout d'institutionnels. Quand est-ce que ça va arriver au mainstream, qui est l'obsession de Abdullah, et la mienne aussi? Quand est-ce qu'enfin les SMEs, les PME, qui constituent le plus gros du tissu économique des pays, vont pouvoir manipuler effectivement ces monnaies? Est-ce que ça va arriver? Quand? Comment?
Donc, je reviens sur ma distinction que j'ai faite entre une crypto qui est une crypto asset et une crypto qui est une crypto monétaire, currency. Donc, quand on dit comment les SMEs, les PME vont pouvoir utiliser les cryptos, sur la partie monétaire, ben, pas tout de suite, objectivement. Et voyons ce qui se passe. Le Maroc, puisqu'on est au Maroc, mais la Chine et d'autres pays ont interdit l'usage de la crypto monétaire, au sens monétaire, c'est-à-dire comme vecteur d'échange et de paiement. Alors, il faut juste comprendre pourquoi. Certains pays ont interdit l'utilisation du Bitcoin ou autre. Parce que ça touche à la politique de change, ça touche au problème de réserve de change. Donc cette partie-là, elle est très liée à la politique monétaire des pays. Donc je pense que l'utilisation de crypto comme vecteur monétaire pour les entreprises, pour payer des biens ou des services, ce n'est pas demain. Par contre, l'utilisation du mode crypto assis sur un actif pour se financer en créant de nouveaux instruments, et c'est là où effectivement on travaille avec quelques banques centrales ou gouvernements pour voir comment on pourrait transformer des instruments de financement traditionnels en des instruments de financement adaptés au monde des PME, mais totalement digitalisés et qui puissent servir de mode non pas de paiement, mais encore une fois de financement, et assis sur un actif, que l'actif soit l'actif de la société ou autre. Là, pour le coup, il faut apporter des modifications législatives dans les pays qui veulent s'inspirer ou adapter cette technologie à leur mode de financement. Je prendrai juste un exemple très très simple pour le Maroc. Vous avez en droit marocain, comme en droit français, ce qu'on appelle des bons de caisse. Des bons de caisse, c'est des vieux trucs qui existent depuis toujours. C'est typiquement un instrument pour les PME, pour se financer. Mais ça fonctionne comme un chèque, donc ça fonctionne comme grand-papa. C'est-à-dire que pour transférer un bon de caisse, il faut signer derrière le bon de caisse. Alors à l'heure du numérique, ce n'est pas terrible. Mais il suffit de transformer le bon de caisse de manière numérique, comme on l'a fait en France, pour pouvoir faire du bon de caisse un instrument qui se négocie via la blockchain. C'est typiquement ce qu'on a fait en France. Et du coup, vous pouvez trouver un instrument totalement ancien que vous relookez sous format digital et blockchain pour en faire un outil de financement pour les entreprises. Donc ça, c'est du concret. Mais il faut passer par une réglementation, une loi qui adapte des instruments anciens au monde digital et au monde de la blockchain.
Alors, vous parlez de relooking, c'est intéressant parce que c'est un peu le titre du panel, hein, c'est Restyling Islamic Finance. Mohamed Meher Menai, can we talk about leapfrogging, advancing and going forward rather than recycling and restyling? Alors, I took you by surprise, I'm sorry. Okay. So we've been talking about restyling. And Hubert de Vauplin talked about relooker. So it's kind of, we're talking about recycling what already exists, right? Can we be bolder and talk about innovative ideas that the private sector could come up with and that ICD or other institutions could back? Is there any will or initiatives in this in this vision?
Thank you very much. I mean, as we speak now, for the time being, at ICD, we don't have such initiative. But as I said, at ICD, we are chasing any new initiative, any new tool to help us help our end users and SMEs and our member countries. And this is an announcement to invite any company that they have any new initiative to work with us. We are a bridge for them to reach out, the world. Through using these 100 financial institutions, it's a huge kind of platform, really. In 4 member countries, it's a huge. So any new initiative to help SMEs, any new initiative to help banks, for anything related to digitization, crowdfunding, restructuring new products, we'll be more than happy to embrace this initiative and work with them as accelerator. We'll, try to provide them with the missing components, okay, to come up with a finalized kind of solution to market to our member countries.
Yeah, if I may add something here. So I was really happy when ICD approached us because they said we want to do something for the SMEs. The SMEs, they need the money to invest into renewable energy, energy efficiency. They want to build up their company to give more people work in the country, on the continent here in Africa. And we have seen the same. So with Betterwest, we went quite early into Nigeria. We are now also in Senegal and in Kenya. And we approach a certain market. We approach the people who need 50,000 euro up to 1 million. And this is a range where the banks normally fail because they say it's too small. So we cannot do the due diligence for a 100,000 euro project. Nevertheless, the typical SME doesn't need 10 million. He needs 100,000, yeah? And so when we went to Nigeria, we have been approached by a German GIZ because they said no Nigerian bank can give the loan for our mini-grid projects that we give a grant of 50% to. So we said it's a big pity. So we started to crowdfund, and we have seen that even the European investors, they love to invest because they said, when I give a donation, I'm not sure if this project is really economically feasible. But if you invest and you get promised that you get a certain interest rate or a profit, a share of profit, then finally you know that that must be a business case. Anyway, crowdfunding platforms, they do a due diligence on the economics and on the technical side. But what I want to say, many people here in the audience are from banks, and I can really just say that the combination of crowdfunding and bank is perfect because SMEs come to you and you cannot help them, so you can send them to the crowdfunding platform. On the other hand, the crowdfunding platform get approached by companies who need perhaps 2-3 million, and we say this is too much for us. So you can get the senior loan from the bank, and we just crowdfund the equity you need. Yeah? And this is also what happens now in Europe. So for example, there is GLS Bank, a very big ethical bank. They have their own crowdfunding platform. Or we from Better West, we got the shareholder Triodos Bank, which is a Dutch ethical bank. And so they got now a share in Better West. So this is a very natural combination that now happens.
So we have 20 minutes left for Q&A, unless you want to add anything. Okay. Do you have questions in the audience? Great. Okay. Do you have a microphone? Is there someone who could?
Well, if you don't have a microphone, I have a loud voice. From MRI Corporation, I have two questions. The first one, which is goes on crowdfunding and thank you. I totally get it in terms of due diligence. But what I've always asked myself with crowdfunding, when you go out there, you have a platform, how much due diligence have you done? Because you're going out to individuals who may not have that much money, for whom this is a big investment to make sure their money is safe. The second one is going to the two applications of crypto. Totally get it, tokenization, Skook absolutely works, see it. When I look at the crypto as a currency, as a money, as a payment method, it's been incredibly volatile for obvious reasons. From a development banking perspective, I do understand why, let's say, Morocco says, no, we don't want to go there, and some other countries say we don't want to go there because of the volatility and the inherent risks. From a development banking perspective, how do you get over that hump?
So thank you very much for this question, because it's a very good question. This is, I think, also the problem of the crowdfunding platforms, why it has been now a little bit stagnating, this market. Because we have the problem, the projects are small, and we cannot take too much time and too much money to do due diligence, that we would be a bank again. So we try to resolve that also by partnering with other institutions that have also this social interest. So for example, the technical due diligence we do together with Engineers Without Borders or with GIZ. So they will do a technical due diligence for very low cost, so like €2,000 for a 200,000 euro project, that's a feasible price. The financial due diligence we do in-house, so we check the cash flow plan of the company, balance sheets, cash flow plan of the project. Clearly, you cannot check everything. And so we also try now to build in as much securities as we can. So for example, we ask even the founders of the company, would you give a private guarantee? Sometimes legally it's difficult, but if he says no, then we have also the question mark, do you really believe in yourself or in the company? But a much better thing is what Mr. Manai said. We are now more and more talking to organizations that give some kind of bonds, risk mitigation bonds. They're also the African Guarantee Fund, because they can take a part of the risk, because the problem is we need the crowdfunding money for the small SMEs and the medium-sized SMEs that are just growing now to be big and professional. But if we want to be 100% secured, we would just only finance the big ones, but they don't need the money. So what can we do? We have to build in securities that perhaps come from NGOs or from other organizations.
If I may, just to add on what you just advanced. This is the role of ICD. Now with Better Vest, we are trying to come up with a sophisticated or advanced kind of platform, a crowdfunding platform. We are trying to associate this platform with our banks in the regions, because now, for example, the case of Better Vest, they are collecting, from the crowds money to invest and to fund projects in Africa. We have now more than 42 banks in Africa. They are on ground. They know the market. They know the clients. We can associate those banks with this crowd in terms of co-financing, in terms of, custodian, kind of services. We are trying to find, ways how to have them associating and working together to yield better result, to come up with better solution for our SMEs. This is what always trying to do. Also, as I said, part of this risk, we are trying with ISFD to come up with SME kind of guarantee fund for crowds, okay, to give them more comfort, to go more for the leverage and to go more for the risks that we are talking. Sometimes they are uncovered and that we cannot really cover them, let's say, not just uncover it. Thank you.
La question des monnaies est toujours compliquée, que quand on parle monnaie, derrière on pense banque centrale. Alors, je vais prendre un exemple qui soit très parlant pour tout le monde et qui est un exemple concret, c'est l'annonce récente de Facebook d'émettre le Facebook Coin. Bon, ça veut dire que on va pouvoir payer un certain nombre de choses sur Facebook à l'intérieur de la communauté Facebook. J'ai employé un mot fort, à l'intérieur de la communauté Facebook. C'est-à-dire que le Facebook Coin, il n'a de valeur que sur le réseau Facebook. Il n'a pas de valeur en dehors du réseau Facebook. Vous ne pouvez pas payer vos impôts avec le Facebook Coin. Vous ne pouvez pas payer votre boulanger avec le Facebook Coin. Pourquoi je suis en train de prendre cet exemple? Parce que souvent, on réfléchit finalement à une institution comme ICD ou IDB et les cryptos. On pourrait voir deux applications possibles, avec le parallèle qui n'est pas le bon avec Facebook Coin. Facebook Coin, pour moi, le grand problème, c'est grosso modo, on en parlait tout à l'heure ensemble, c'est un jeton du club Méditerranée, si vous voulez. C'est-à-dire c'est quelque chose qui, enfin c'est un coquillage, c'est quelque chose qui n'a de valeur qu'à l'intérieur d'une communauté. Il n'y a pas de planche à billets derrière, il n'y a pas de pouvoir d'émission, il n'y a pas de pouvoir libératoire au sens juridique du mot. Bon. Par contre, qu'est-ce qui pourrait être intéressant dans une crypto pour une institution de finance islamique comme la BID et la CID? Ben, deux choses. Quand la CID, la Société islamique de développement, déploie des lignes de financement auprès de banques à travers le monde, elle les déploie en euros ou en dollars. Et après avoir déployé ces euros ou ces dollars dans les banques, il faut les convertir, et ensuite ça passe dans des murabaha avec des PME locales. La grande question, c'est de s'assurer que le travail que font les banques correspond bien au cahier des charges que demande la CID, notamment dans tout ce qui concerne le type de financement accepté au niveau charia. Si vous mettiez une traçabilité de la CID jusqu'au financement, sous forme d'une monnaie qui pourrait être utilisée de la CID jusqu'à la PME lorsqu'elle va à la fin acheter son tracteur, vous pourrez vous assurer quelque part, c'est un sujet que je dis pour la CID, mais qui est vrai pour toute agence de développement fondamentalement. C'est-à-dire les questions des agences de développement, c'est de s'assurer de la traçabilité entre le financement et l'utilisation avec un coût de change le plus faible possible. Et donc ça, une monnaie, j'ose pas employer ce mot, un jeton ou une monnaie enfin une crypto, voilà, pour prendre un mot neutre, qui serait utilisée par la CID, aurait déjà ce premier avantage. Deuxième avantage, elle pourrait réduire le risque de change. Pourquoi? Parce qu'on pourrait faire finalement une crypto-monnaie émise par la CID qui soit un stablecoin. C'est-à-dire qui fondamentalement soit assise sur d'autres paniers de monnaie ou quelques paniers de marchandises, de telle manière à réduire le risque de change entre le moment où les lignes de financement est mis en place et le moment où la ligne de financement est déployée. Donc on peut très concrètement dire, mais effectivement, la CID, comme la BID, elle finance des projets publics ou privés. Et son sujet, c'est fondamentalement de s'assurer de la traçabilité et du respect chariatique de ces financements avec un coût de change qui soit quasiment égal à zéro, parce que ce n'est pas ni la CID ni la BID qui vont prendre le coût de change. Eh bien ici, les stablecoins, les coins, les cryptos peuvent être des réponses concrètes qui pourraient être étudiées, c'est une suggestion que je fais, qui pourraient être étudiées pour dire mais pourquoi ne pas utiliser ces instruments demain comme instruments de finance islamique, bien évidemment pour les besoins de financement de la CID et de la BID en tant que finance islamique. Ça, c'est en tant que financeur, et puis comme je l'ai déjà dit tout à l'heure, je le répète, cette fois-ci, c'est comme le financeur a besoin de se financer lui-même, quand la CID émet un soukouk, ça lui est arrivé, parce qu'il y a un programme à Londres, elle pourrait penser à le faire, là aussi, sous un format de tokenisation. Puisque notamment quand on fait un soukouk wakala, ce qui est le cas justement du soukouk de l'acide, on voit très bien l'avantage d'avoir une traçabilité, finalement, dans un soukouk Wakala. Et ça, la blockchain, avec un smart contract, pourrait permettre d'avoir cette traçabilité. Donc, on voit qu'il y a plein d'usages possibles dans le monde de la finance islamique, puisque justement, ce qui est intéressant ici, cette traçabilité, cette transparence, en quelque sorte, que l'on a, c'est l'un des avantages, l'un des critères primordiaux de la finance islamique. Et bien là, la blockchain, les cryptos peuvent apporter des réponses très concrètes, automatiques, et quelque part à moindre coût à ces financements.
So we have 5 minutes left. Do you have any other question? We have room for one question. Yes.
Yes, Mehdi Bogataya from Obi Consulting. My question is about if in case we have this cryptocurrency, Sharia compliance, and it goes, as we've seen with cryptocurrencies before, it goes into speculation. And this speculation will, anyhow, it's gonna get away this real value of the crypto assets of the cryptocurrency and get away, and then we may have this problem with each Sharia compliance. How are you gonna deal with that?
I will answer on a pure legal point of view. Sorry to switch in English, but as you ask me in English, I will answer in English, it's better. I will never answer on the Sharia side because I am not competent at all. But as a pure lawyer, you are perfectly right. The main risk for the crypto is the speculation. But why we do have speculation on the crypto? Because those cryptos are listed in a platform where anyone, you and me, can buy and sell those cryptos. If you reduce the possibility to buy and sell, is at the end of the day, the crypto you can access to the crypto only within a community, in this case, the community of a IDB group. And you don't list the crypto in a platform, because why you will need the crypto in a platform? No need to list a crypto in a platform. In this case, the crypto will be less subject to speculation, and I suppose in this case, but I am not a scholar again, it will potentially comply more with the Sharia that the other crypto, which are, for me, totally not Sharia compatible due to the speculation. I don't know if I answered to your question, but for me it's clearly, if we limit the possibility to access to the crypto, you have less speculation or potentially no speculation.
Thank you everyone for this fascinating discussion. If you have a question, if you still have questions, please share them on social media using the hashtag ISDBAM44. I'm sure the panelists will be happy to answer them. And that's it. We can wrap the discussion. Thank you so much.
إذن وصلنا إلى ختام هذه الجلسات، جلسات النقاش التي انعقدت بمناسبة منتدى الأعمال لمجموعة البنك الإسلامي للتنمية. شكرا لحضوركم المكثف، شكرا للسادة رؤساء الجلسات، وشكرا للسيدات والسادة المتحدثين الذين أغنوا النقاش بعروضهم الغنية والمثمرة، ونتمنى لكم التوفيق وإلى فرصة قادمة. والموعد غدا مع الاجتماع السنوي 44 لمجموعة البنك الإسلامي للتنمية. شكرا لكل من ساهم في إنجاح هذا الحفل، شكرا لفندق الفور سيزن على استضافتنا بهذه القاعة، شكرا لمجموعة أفانسان بكل أطرها والذين سهروا على إنجاح هذا الحفل، وإلى اللقاء. هناك شخص ضاعت منه بطاقة الهوية، وجدناها في أحد الكراسي، يدعى نبيل فندي. نبيل فندي من الدار البيضاء أنفا أضاع بطاقته. إذا أراد استلامها سنضعها في الاستقبال، في مركز الاستقبال بالفندق ديالك. ومن فضلكم أجهزة الترجمة، كل من أخذ جهاز فليعيده إلى المصلحة المكلفة بأجهزة الترجمة، وشكرا لكم وإلى اللقاء.
Je ne savais plus si vous étiez tunisien.
هناك أيضا من أضاع هاتفه النقال. شخص أضاع هاتفه النقال.